Oscino Fly, back in another review. And this time I wanted to do a classic review, or one of those. I wanted to do a classic review, basically just to see do some of these albums that we like hold up. Now, some people can give me like their opinion on what album they that I should review, and I'm gonna take those into review. But I wanted to do an album that I basically personally liked, and I wanted to basically start this off with something like simple. Not really like a classic, but a really good album that you just want to know if it holds up to today's date. And the album I chose was basically Jay-Z's Blueprint 3. Why? When I was in the Navy, I bumped this album from start to finish, except for Forever Young. I forever hate that song. I think it's his worst song ever. But that's just me. Anyway, I'm a big fan, but I was a big fan of this album. So, as a big fan of this album, I was like, does this album really still holds up to today? And I don't know. Instead of having a 1 to scale of 1 to 10, I'm gonna just say dated or not dated. So with that being said, when you look through the track list, the first song I feel like it's a real good booming sound. What we talking about? I feel like that song is a timeless song. And it's just, I don't know who Luke still is, but I feel like he did his thing on there. There's a lot of songs that I still like that I will bump to this day. Especially the first 3 songs, What We Talking About, Thank You, and Death for Auto-Tune. I still feel like it's still bangs to this day, especially even though Thank You is very simple, just a bunch of horns and all that other stuff. Some of the hits on here, like do they still hold up? I feel like some of them do. Death of Auto-Tune, obviously, but which is weird because a lot of people still using Auto-Tune. You can call that song dated, but you know, at the same time, I still like that song. Run This Town, it doesn't really date itself. But you know, you don't really get that Jay-Z, Kanye, and Rihanna mix anymore nowadays. Empire State of Mind, I feel like people still play that when you think of New York. I feel like this is one of those New York anthems that people will still play in their fucking mind. So I don't think that was dated. What was another one? Thank You, Death of Auto-Tune. So Ambitious is still one of my favorite. I think anything Pharrell does is timeless. Some of the songs that I think that are dated, actually is Hate by him and Kanye West. I don't know, for some reason that one is just, and also it's not one of my favorite Jay-Z tracks anyway. Forever Young, I don't know how people feel about that. I still don't like that song. Even when I listen to it now, I still don't like that song. A song that I think is dated, another song that I think is dated, but I really do like, A Star Is Born by J. Cole. Probably because you can hear the youngness in J. Cole's voice. And everybody he was talking about, and this was back in like 2009, granted. He was talking about all the, this one is dated by default because all the superstars or all the big rap stars he was talking are not as big and prevalent as they are now. Some of y'all, you're gonna listen to this like, who is that? You're gonna hear some of these people like, who is that? And remember when Lil Wayne was like, this is around Lil Wayne on this hot street, because he was like, if he keeps going, I'm gonna bring the torch to him. He was talking about Drake. He was like, the way he was talking about Drake, he was like, I wanna see where that goes, basically. And now Drake is like the biggest artist in rap right now. Another one is actually Off That with Drake. Jay-Z usually have these songs where he's just like, oh nah, we off that and all that other stuff. Even though half of the stuff he's talking about, we are off that, it's just still a really dated song. Like, it was like, damn, we used to hear that? So it dates itself, I feel like that song dates itself on purpose. Venus versus Mars, it was always an okay song. It's still an okay song. So, shorty get it in, daddy go hard, you gotta like date that. Overall, what do I think about it? I still can bump this. The weird thing is, I can still bump this album to this day. Like, there are songs I still like on here, even though some of them are dated or not, I can still bump on here. But sadly, I do have to give it a dated title. Like, there are there are songs on here that are really timeless, but there are a lot of songs on here stuck in the era when things was popular in that era. And sadly, some of them are Timbaland beats. And I love Timbaland, don't get me wrong, I love Timbaland, but sadly, some of them are really just Tim beats that kind of like dates itself. So, but it's still a good album to listen to. Anybody that's like never heard the Blueprint 3, I would recommend you to listen to that album. There's a couple good songs. There's a lot of good songs on there, even though dates itself. Realest It Gets by Jay-Z and Jeezy is still one of my favorite tracks on here. Thank You is still one of them. Death of Auto-Tune, So Ambitious. You got a lot of good hits on here. But sadly, I do have to give it a dated title. So let me know what y'all think. What do y'all think about the Blueprint 3? Is it dated or is it like, nah, you can still bump this today? It's a timeless album. So I think it's dated, even though I like it. But let me know what y'all think. Till then, my name is Oscino and I'm out. Peace.
Fancy ass man wear glove rings, flying around town in a tub of wings. Found out how to make love to fiends. He mixing that fudge with the drug of dreams. She too teenage to have a drug of choice, but she fuck with that Royce like she love Detroit. She rollin'.
Pharaoh.
Aha!